I'm with Father Mamdoor from the School of Joy. Now, Father Mamdoor, what is the School of Joy?
School of Joy for slow learners and for students who have difficulties in studying and they are disabled children. They can't carry on their education in normal schools, especially in state schools. And we take also from private schools students who have difficulties to carry on their theoretical study.
And when were you opened and why were you opened?
We established this school in 1993, and there were about 9 students roaming in the streets, not accepted, and they were doing nothing. Their parents were annoyed and they didn't know where to send them. So they came to consult me as I'm a specialist with the family matters. So I start thinking to put them somewhere. From this point, we started the School of Joy. I applied for the Ministry of Education. They gave me the license to start the school. They encouraged it because this is the only school in Beit Sahour that time, and they issued the license. They observed the school, and till now we are managing. At the end of the first year, we started with 9. We end the scholastic year with 30 students. So a lot of students came out of their houses. They used to hide their children. They feel shame to say that they have special needs children. This matter affects the reputation of the family, their daughters, their sons when they get married. But I would like to mention that we discovered that they are affected, the students, I mean, because of the relative marriage, which caused the problem. The second thing, the situation, they are traumatized from many things going around them, and that made the students be behind and not to achieve good marks and not to achieve good education. So they were neglected and they were abandoned. So for this reason, they couldn't carry on their education and they were thrown out of their schools.
What sort of disabilities do the children have?
In School of Joy, each child, each student has a different story and different ability, actually. First of all, mentally retarded children. I don't like to say this word, but they have something in their brain damage, dyslexia, all these things. They are suffering. Even we have autism cases. Students need speech therapy. Students can't hear. We discovered many, they were behind because they couldn't hear and they didn't discover, rather the parents or the teachers. They never they discovered that they can't hear, and they were neglected, and they used to sit at the end of the classroom and the teachers take care of the good students. So and it's compulsory to pass every year from class to class. So they start to grade 1, then they go they to grade 2 till grade 3, then they discover they are behind. So it is too late for them to learn reading and writing. When they come to our school, we put them, they should be in 4th grade. We put them back in the 1st grade because we start again teaching them writing and reading, the alphabets. And we are fixing for them hearing aids. We go to Dar al Kalima, to Dr. Michel Rahel there. And for each hearing aid, 1,600 shekels. which is burden for us and for the family to find fund for hearing aids, and it's hard also to pay money for the speech therapist. We don't have anyone in our school. We send them for sessions for that, and it's hard for parents. They are poor actually, so we have to find also for the speech therapist. There's many sort of disabilities with the students. Some of them they have physically problem in hands, in legs, in eyes, and so we call them special needs because you find something wrong with the child, either in the brain, in the eyes, in the hearing, in their speaking, in their walking. So we have to find out the problem and to concentrate how to solve it. So we work actually individually for each child with different levels.
Do the children love coming to the school and do they love learning?
Well, this is the main point why we called it a School of Joy. We would like to make every student joyful and happy because they missed a lot. And first, if they don't like the school, they will never learn. So they love to come because we offer good treatment for them. We treat them nicely. We give them love. All teachers are females. This is important to treat them motherly in a good way. Otherwise, they are emotionally disturbed and they need love. That's why after we make a good relationship between the student and the teacher, so then they start learning. Otherwise, they will fail again and we don't succeed to make any progress with them. But the relationship between the student and the teacher is very important for development.
And how many children do you have here at the moment?
Well, every year we have many on the waiting list. This year we reached up the maximum 61 students, which is a lot for us. We don't have fund actually to keep the school going, so we live day by day, and the students are poor. Their parents can't afford to pay any tuition or any fees, which is burden for us. So we are trying to find a sponsor for each child from our friends. We face a problem with the local community. We don't find the fund or support from our local community, so we have to write to our friends abroad, to the churches, to the people who would like to adopt a child or sponsor a child and consider the child like their own children and send the tuition fees. So this is very important for us, really, and this is the challenge for us, actually.
What would the children be doing if they weren't in the school?
Well, first of all, we have to find out why they are behind and why they are in the streets, why they are not at schools. When we find the problem, we start solving it. So we start teaching them theoretical study, to read, to write, then to read more books, and to learn mathematics and other syllabuses. Also, when we discovered that there is no hope from the students to keep learning theoretical study, we advise them to go to the workshop. We have 2 workshops actually. One olive wood. We teach them to carve olive wood. For the males. For females, we have sewing section and tailoring, embroidery as well. So the point from this, as you know, many of our people live from carving olive wood because we have tourists. They come to the Holy Land and they buy souvenirs from souvenir shops. So that's why we are teaching them this skill, because they can work in the factories out of the school, and they earn their own livings, and they become independent. We have graduated till now 14 students, and they are working successfully in factories, and they are earning their own livings. And I remember one of our students came to school with his father the first day. I heard something I didn't like from his father. He said, "I wish that God didn't give me this child. He's spoiling the life of the family." And they couldn't cope with this child. Years passed while George at our school. He learned the skill of carving olive wood. No hope to learn theoretical study. But he was successful to learn this skill. His father get involved in car accident, and he couldn't go to work anymore. He's sitting at home. Now George is the supporter of the family. I visited his father at home as a priest, and I asked him, "How is George?" He said, "Oh, thanks to God gave me this child. He is the supporter of the family now." I said, "Well, you remember when you said that you wish that God didn't give you this child?" He said, "Oh, pardon me, Father. Pray for me. I am a sinner. I want really God to forgive me for what I said, because there is a message from God why he gave me this child, and now I know why he gave me this child. He makes our life different. The most neglected one became the most important one in the family, and he's the supporter for the family now."
Do parents find it easy to cope with disabled children?
Well, actually, I make many sessions. As I said to George's father, he didn't accept his child easily. I went to his house more than 7 sessions till he accepted his child as God created him and gave him this gift. And I persuaded him that God gave him this gift, and one day he will know why. And he discovered that later. And it's hard for them because they are not educated, the parents, and it's hardly to deal with the special needs. You know, you need a specialist to deal with such children. So it's not easy for the parents, and they feel shame even to show them and to send them out of their houses. I know a family, they have been hiding their daughter for more than 15 years, and they never sent her out for education or to meet people. People forgot about her since she was born, and they used just to supply for her food and all the necessary things. And when I knew about this girl, I kept persuading her parents to send her to institution out of the house and to have her freedom and to live normal life, which was very, very hard for us to take this girl out of the house. So it is not easy for the parents, and it's hard for them how to deal and to cope with such special needs children. So it's better to send them out to the specialist and to the special needs schools or institutions, and they should cope with the institution in order to know how to deal with their children.
Do many parents feel guilty?
Not real guilty, but at least they feel better because they are feeling that this is really a gift of God, and they are becoming much better in looking after their children, and we are changing their mentality, which is very important, but not the word guilty. It's hard for them to say that. But this one, that only father, he felt guilty because he, as a faithful man, he made a sin when he said, "Oh, I wish that God didn't give me this child." So he's asking for pardon, but for forgiveness, he's asking for forgiveness from God. But at least if they feel a bit, they have to be so close to their children and treat them as they are normal. We have reached to this point with them. You see, they used to nickname them bad things actually, but nowadays they are respecting. It's a sort of respect and sort of love they used to miss from their family. Now we have changed the mentality. We have succeeded in this.
Now, you mentioned you have a woodwork factory. What sort of products are you making?
Well, we are producing crepes, crosses, religious things and not religious things. So maybe people they like key change holders, candle holders, anything they order. So we have good teachers and they produce any order comes to us. Behind you, you find a tray made from olive wood. We have small cups. We have many items actually in the showroom. So we have at least 50 items. You can see them on the website. The point is to show how our students are working, and we are succeeding in making them learning the skill and to show their production actually. And we hope that people will take their production and help the students because they keep working and we have to send their items abroad or to our friends and give some donations to the students and to the school.
So basically, you're one big family, aren't you?
Well, actually, we are working as a family together. The teachers, the team, with the workshop, with the students. So it's good to live as a family. And if you don't feel that they are a part of your family, you collapse and you fail in carrying on this missionary service. And many of them, they call me father, not that just a spiritual father, as a biological father. Because, as I said, they are emotionally disturbed, and many are dramatized even, faced many accidents and shocked in their life. Yeah, it's very important.
And funding, does the government give you finance, or do you have to get all your funding privately?
Well, actually, we don't get any fund from our government. The only thing we get the license from the Ministry of Education. Even we pay for the books which we bring for the children, the syllabuses and all these things. We hope that one day they will start thinking to help the schools and share and offer some support financially. They never gave any fund for us. Never. So that's why, as a private school, we have to find fund, and each year, actually, it's headache for us to find support for the scholastic year. We have teachers to pay for their salaries. We are offering 11 opportunity of work. It means 11 families. If you multiply by 4, we are supporting 45 to 44 people out from this school. They are living from this school. So the aim from this school is to find opportunity of work for the graduates from universities. They don't have work, so we offer for them opportunity of work. Imagine we pay salaries for them, and we have running costs for the school. Water, electricity, all these things, chokes, and food. We offer one meal for the children, daily meal. And we have health insurance for each student and for each teacher, even for the visitors. While you are here, you are covered. If any accident happens, so you are covered. So we pay for health insurance for each student for any accident. And this is a lot of money actually for us. So at least we have to secure every year more than $100,000 for the and you have to add every year about 10% inflations and something like that. So it's not easy to secure this fund every year. So we need really a lot of friends, a lot of people to hear about our school. And the most important thing in this school, no discrimination. We have Christians and Muslims students. Child is a child. We are serving everybody, which is good. We are living together in good atmosphere, and we are serving our children and reducing the burden for their parents and for their families. Even we have orphan students. They live with their relatives. They don't have parents. I now have two. I can bring them for you. They live with their relatives, and one is living with his friend. Even he has no relatives. He's living with friends, and the friends taking care of this child. Imagine. And this is very hard situation for these three students. Not to have family, not to have relatives, and we are putting them with families in order to live with family. So this is another matter for us to find or to establish. I don't like to call it boarding section or orphanage house. I would like to call it family house. To establish family house for such abundant children, and to find family to live with them. I mean couple, they have been married for a long time, they don't have children. God didn't give them children, so they consider them like their own children. But we need really fund for this, to pay the running cost for their house, for their family who are taking care of them. They need food, they need salary, they need to rent for them a house, and all the expenses that we need for the family house, which is very urgent and very important. And we hope that we touch the heart of the rich people who can support such a project and the School of Joy, because we are in a great need always, and we need fund to keep our missionary service going for such children. And as I said, we offer opportunity of work. We solve the problem for the special needs students. We give them education, we teach them skills, we give them health care, we give them love. So, and this year, it's very important to mention, our Pope, His Holiness, announced about the Year of Mercy. And everybody has to do mercy action. We have faith, but we have to act and to show our mercy to others, and to see the image of our Lord in their faces. Whatever you offer in my name, you offer it. Whatever you offer any child in my name, you are offering it for me. So please, everybody must share the responsibility and show the mercy action and the mercy faith, and make your contribution to such abundant children.
So what's your prayer finally for these children?
Well, I pray for many issues actually. First, of course, I pray for these children to find love, to find peace, to find what they missed in their life. You know, sometimes we are the reason for this. People are causing problems for their children while they are not realizing that. So we are the reason. We say that always. We have to think not to marry relatives, not to make them dramatized. We have to take care of each child. Each couple they marry, they produce children, they have to take care of them in a proper way. Otherwise, I don't like to say don't produce children. We need to produce children and to make a family, but a holy family. If they go on the way of the Holy Family, on the example of the Holy Family, so we make the difference. Really, we need first to work with the couple before they get married and to know their responsibility and to be faithful first and to know what they are going to do when they establish a family. We have to make them faithful and to pray for them, for the couples first, to be holy. Then, if they are faithful, for sure their children will be faithful people. I pray for the family always, to God protect them and to give them good children and to take care of their children on the example of Saint Joseph and Our Lady Virgin Mary. They looked after our Lord Jesus Christ, the baby, till he grew up and became wise and learned and became a teacher. And we have many names for our Lord teachers. And so for this reason, actually, we have to teach our children many things. We have to teach them the faith and to send them to schools and to look after their health and after their mind and after their the way they live. So I pray really for each child to find secure life, to find shelter, to find peaceful life, and to live normal life. Amen.
And what's your website for people who'd like to know more?
Our website is www.schoolofjoy.org. Schoolofjoy.org, one word without any space. And you will find information about our school in many languages: English, French, German, and Italian. So if you need any contact, go to our website and you find our email, our phones, and we hope to hear from people and to get donations. You find our bank account on the website as well.
So, Father Mamdoor, thank you very much.
You are most welcome anytime. Thank you for making the interview for me, and we hope that people will know about School of Joy for slow learners.